also known as...
Oh my god, I played 2 weeks in a row. This must be a first.
No, we haven't because of Thanksgiving. To be fair, that's not my fault. Thanksgiving is not my fault. I don't choose when Thanksgiving happens.
Except that it happens on Thursdays.
You did choose the Thursdays. You did choose not to play on Thanksgiving. Why?
Because some of us have jobs and lives and loved ones. Some of us are human beings, John. Anyway. Nothing. So, last time, you guys went to the... Well, first of all, you defeated Dickhole Mc Cthulhu Face. He did. Then, to follow up on that, you went to defeat Sparkly McSharpteeth, and the trick's secret was
he was already dead.
He was already dead. Omewamu Shinderu. You went to speak with Phelan. You went to fight him, but he basically seemed to have been... He's kind of done with this whole thing. He was done with living a long life and fighting the wars and the battles of some dickwad. And so he found a way out. And hopefully, at least he believes that will be the actual way out for him, and that he'll be done with this now. Sparkly McSharpface, correct. I confirmed for Tina. It's a joke based off of the shit that you guys made up. Remember, you guys were like, well, how was he out in the daylight? It's like, well, you remember how I described it as being like a couple of hours before dawn? I don't know if you knew this, but the sun, before dawn, the sun isn't up, assholes. I know you don't fucking know that, being fucking closet cases, neck beards, and leg beards, Brandy. But, okay, which is the female equivalent of a neck beard.
Yeah.
But, hi, Katie. Love you.
She don't watch this shit.
I know. She's a bad person. Anyway, you guys spoke with him over some delicious dinner, which included a lot of hearts. And he basically told you his life story because he was dying at that point. Not that you necessarily realized.
Oh, this is when I left early, wasn't it?
Yeah, he died. You left. Yeah, you left. You actually weren't actually there for this. He was talking. He seemed to be pained. He told you his life story and implied many implications, including
They gave him an honorable death.
He had actually already killed himself. By the time you guys got there, you didn't know this, but he had already ripped out his heart of obsidian, onyx, and so he, after giving a basically a monologue, he died and left you his heart, and that left the way clear for you guys to make your way up to the keep. And so that was where we left off. Also, Storm says we should be nicer to him because it's his birthday. All the more reason to shit on you, you ugly Viking neckbeard.
Pot kettle.
I am not a Viking.
This is true. I will not question that point. But then again, neither is Storm.
Yeah, okay. Anyway.
Morcantus doesn't believe in birthdays anyway.
I mean, he believes in them because people are born.
I don't know about that, John. He's from a Scandinavian country in England drinking their alcohol.
And talking and eyeing up their
and
women,
hearing the lamentations of their women.
Yes.
Like that seems like Viking behavior.
It seems pretty Viking. So, though if I recall, he was in the south of England, so I don't. It's not particularly Viking area. It's more of a Norman thing, but have to go a little further north for it to be more reasonably Viking. I mean, the Vikings won over all of it, but anyway, that's an aside. So, I believe I'd actually left up with you guys placing the final heart. If not, you certainly can.
We had not yet. I believe we were discussing sleeping in the mansion.
Yeah, actually, you were doing that. You guys are a bunch of fucking dweebs. So yeah, you could do that. What would you like to talk about? Sleeping?
I would.
Someone
I
wants to
would
be awake, but like myself, because I'm still fine on spells.
Yeah, my music is gonna go down by 1.
Yeah, that's. I'd suggest we sleep.
Okay. Give me a minute.
Pipes has 1 less bardic music, and I have 2 less Rhinos rushes. This is fine.
Technically, I'm 3 or 4 down, but
Got plenty.
my charm that makes it a +5 will run out, so it has to go to a +4, and then after that, it will be a +3.
That's an item. It recovers by the day, regardless if you sleep.
Yeah, that's just 24 hours.
Same
Yeah,
with my
but-
charging boots.
But at that point, if we're staying a day in here, we might as well sleep at some point too. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
presumably you guys are
it's
gonna
good for
gonna
the
sleep.
spellcasters to get their 40 winks in, or 80.
I think
But
the
those of
main
us that
reason
don't
I
need it
did
can
suggest it
keep
was
watch.
the wizard and Drakerus. Mostly Drakerus had used most of his spells.
Okay.
Well, I didn't know there was an airstrike going on today.
How do you plan on? Actually, I need to message you on that.
We also might want to inquire on all the servants he had, Foylan, since he dead now.
they all left.
I asked and they left.
Spooky mansion all to ourselves.
Okay, I need to. Okay, I need to send a message then to that person. God, I fucking hate Skype. So laggy. And sorry, I'm mediating something between 2 other players at the moment.
I figured that's what was going on.
Yeah. What are people doing when they're on watch? Anything in particular? Anything interesting I need to know? Other than these particular players, like anything else you might be interested in?
We didn't really search the mansion at all.
Yeah. There's always that.
I mean, this house is clearly goes back probably at least a few hundred years by your estimates. Seems fairly old, but well kept. A lot of it, you get the impression that it looks like it's only been cleaned recently. Like it probably went without being lived in for a while. In between cleanings, there's some things that are a little off. Like stuff like candles, that the wax is so old and brittle, it has to be like practically fossilized. So that it looks clean, but with that, it kind of tells you that this is probably Phelan's house that he kind of like he didn't really live in very often. He'd come back here for special occasions or things he needed to do, and would just kind of like bring people in to clean it and maintain it while he was there, and otherwise just kind of left it abandoned because it was in a fairly safe area. It's like parking your car, right in the police garage. Like you're not really particularly worried it's going to be stolen. I don't think he was worried anyone was going to break in here. It's a very nice mansion. You would estimate probably worth. It's not particularly huge, but given its location and the quality of the rooms, like there's probably only like 10 or 15 stronghold spaces being used in this, but the ones that are being used by like the highest quality stuff. So it's probably at least several 100,000 gold, just in that, plus a premium of like probably 1.5 times just for its extremely great location, or maybe terrible, I guess. But if you killed the king and cleaned this place up, this could be worth quite a bit. A lot of this could be. So yeah, there's not like a whole lot of treasure in here. Phelan had some treasure on him, but he died and took it with him. So you find the most. You do find some magic items, I guess. They would be fairly low level stuff. There are. I can roll you exactly which ones they are, but you're looking at probably like about a half dozen weapons that are between +1 and +1 on Deadbane. From bows to crossbows to spears, javelins, maces, that were probably, given that and the sheer number of holy symbols and other shit, this man probably killed a metric ass ton of people who were trying to kill him, who went after him with things they thought would be able to harm him. And he probably just killed them and took all of their things. And that's probably how he was able to hurt you so much when he fought you, because he was using weapons that had been used against him.
Unless anybody objects, why don't we take the weapons and sell them?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, the mansion has like a library. There's a study. Going through the books there is going to take a long time. I'm going to be honest with you. You can't go over it in a night. You can't. You're not going to get anything relevant. Chance of you getting anything relevant out of it in a night are slim.
Oh, no. I wasn't thinking for that reason. I was thinking about taking the library with me when we leave.
Yeah, later, but like I said, it's
The entire library.
you probably have
well,
a thing.
all the books at least.
Yeah, it's a good number of books. Most of them are probably fairly, not hugely interesting. And there's lots of maps, lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of maps. Going through them, you'd be able to put together that he has throughout the continent probably hidden several dozen coffins. You can kind of piece together by like looking at the maps. You kind of like if you'll study them overnight and go like, yeah, this guy definitely had a large number of locations. You could check them out.
Yeah,
I
was about to say
later on when you have the time. But these are all across the kingdom. This guy has tons of places, tons and tons and tons. Probably for when he traveled. So
Yeah, I'll
most
take
of
the
them,
maps.
most of them are focused on the eastern side of the kingdom. So, yeah. You're not even entirely certain where some of them are, but you can just like I'll put it together later. Like if you take enough time, you will be able to put together all the maps and figure it out. Anyway, let me just message a character one more time. Okay. So that all being done, later, Dork. Make sure you turn off that hallway light and close the door. Well, close the door then. Why the fuck would you eat the bed? Beds are not edible, you idiot. Fucking dogs. Kara, just go. Yeah, thank you. Just close it. Yeah. Oh,
Just put it outside.
That's what she's doing. Anyway, talking to my girlfriend. So, the night passes, reasonably uneventfully. There's nothing going on outside. Nothing that really goes on inside. You guys explore the mansion a bit. Like I said, it's a lot of food, and a lot of like really nice stuff, but it's mostly furniture. If you wanted to strip the house clean, you could, like at some point, but like it would seem a waste given that it's already in a really good place. Why would you move all this stuff to another house? Anyway, next morning, presumably you're going to do your typical morning routine, and then you're going to set off for the gate.
Yes.
Okay, once you arrive, you arrive at the gate, and as you are approaching it, you see that there are the 4 columns, 3 of which have been lit up, and the 4th, which is currently dead. As you're approaching from the distance, you can see what appears to be a frail old man with sickly yellow skin, long fingernails, a ragged beard, and a blue cloak, standing by the gates. But as you get closer, the image of the man disappears. And you find yourself standing in front of the tall gates, the magical humming that emanates from the wall and the gates themselves, putting the taste of iron in your mouth.
I will hide and move silently.
Yeah, you can do that. Sure.
So are we in a courtyard or?
We're at the gates
You're at the gates.
where we have to put the
Oh.
heart thing.
I thought I already went in. Bad.
No. Presumably you're going to put the last heart into the last column.
Yes.
As you approach it, the taste of metal in your mouth grows stronger, absorbing every bit of your waking senses. You find it difficult to focus on anything but this obnoxious, disgusting taste in your mouth. Finally, you place the heart into the place it belongs, and you can feel as if a great weight is being lifted off of you. The magical humming turns into a shrill, piercing hum and then disappears. The weight that's lifted from you is so great that you feel dizzy afterwards for a moment. Some of you actually stumbling a bit. It's almost like there's been this magical oppression hanging over you ever since you got here, and you've gotten so used to it that the fact that it's now gone makes you feel sick to your stomach. Slowly you regain your senses, and with only a slight bit of nausea, you look forward past the gates. A beautifully paved road winds up towards the keep. The great doors made of bone and ivory. Far ahead of you, you feel a presence pass over you. You feel as though you're being watched. You get a pit in your stomach. The nausea giving way to a feeling of butterflies, nervousness, and then disappearing altogether. You're free to proceed.
Well, let's go.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll go forward. Quietly. And less visibly.
Sure. You there's nothing really to hide behind here. So hiding is difficult. You don't have hide in plain sight. So at least until you get inside, it's probably going to be difficult to hide. It's a fairly open walkway from the gate to the doors. You can move silently if you'd like. You just move at half pace. Each step feels heavier than the last, like you're walking up a hill growing steeper and steeper to an incline almost impossible to climb. But this is nothing more than a slight hill, really. By the time you're halfway up between the gate and the doors, any of you who are flying have difficulty doing so if you can at all. Straining, labored breath as you make your last few steps towards those doors. Finally, Talarmus is the first one to put his hand on one of the handles. Reaching out and without hesitation, pulling the doors open.
From the looks of all you flyers, we're going by foot by here.
Though the moment he begins to pull open the doors, you feel that weight once again lifted. A smell of wet, of colds, of limestone and bone, calcified organic remains, fossils.
Dinosaurs. Sorry, had to break the tension there.
Fills your nostrils. It smells a bit like a cave, though there's something more earthy and sinister to the smell of the keep. Before you, it's a great entrance hall. Pillars of winding tentacles of obsidian and onyx crisscross and wind across each other, creating columns on either side of the hall. It branches off to the left, to the right, and there's a smaller set, though still large, of double doors crafted out of dark oak wood ahead of you.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Well, I think we might want to prepare before making our way all the way in.
At least some preparation.
I'll enlarge you.
Time's up. Let's do this, Leroy. That's how it works.
Oh my god, he just ran in.
Got my chicken.
Small
Is anyone gonna stop him?
orb-like stones, gems, the sort of what you've never seen before. They look like amber but glow, almost with. As you get closer, you notice bioluminescence. These insects, this is what they look like, have been fossilized, preserved, still alive in the writhing tentacles that make these columns.
Hey,
Everybody
Billy.
has a hobby.
Billy. Hey. Lamau.
Hey,
Some of
Phil.
them are.
Do you wish
What's
to
up?
be enlarged?
We're pre-gaming.
Pre-gaming what?
We're in the palace. Do you wish to be enlarged for whatever we deal with in here?
Yeah, might as well, I guess.
Because I can cast an enlarged person that'll last for 22 minutes.
Dog Chuck.
So I'll do that.
And before you reach a door, there's a 20-minute timer before it can be opened. It started.
No, I'm expecting something
That's-
more like a wall of fire.
That's John. That's fine. I got 3 rods of extend lesser and 5 pearls of power. 1. Like.
You run
Welcome
into
to
5
Wizards.
doors at 20-minute timers.
Man, we
We've
didn't know
already
this was
talked
the
about this.
waiting
I'm
room.
stealing one of those Pearl of Powers.
That's fine.
Morcantus will see number 23 now.
It's like the DMV is the castle.
It's the Beetlejuice scene.
The flying skull from Undertale comes out. Oh yeah, we'll be with you in just 30 minutes.
I seem to remember that, like, the first layer of hell in Dante's Inferno was a lot of just waiting around in line.
The
Although it's been a
queue
long
lines
time since I've read it.
It's actually the queue at like a Dan's supermarket. That's what hell is.
Anyway, these beetles, these fossilized beetles, can be mostly centered in the columns, but you see the occasional few in the floors and the walls and the ceiling, providing all of the light that's in this room. Some of them are blue, some of them are white, and some are yellow,
I want blue.
twinkling, and
I want blue.
you realize as you get close to one of the columns that they're warm to the touch. The columns themselves, the beetles even warmer. It seems like the castle itself is alive.
How's heating?
Mm-hmm.
The nobles pay a fortune for this.
You look to your left and right, to the open doorways. You see that on both sides there are what appear to be steps that go up and down. And ahead of you, the doors, they're closed, but you can't tell if they're locked or not. As you weigh your options, a sudden chill runs through the room, and all the lights extinguish themselves in a visible sweeping pattern coming from the doors in front of you, until the last bug at the back of the room where you first entered blinks off, and the doors slowly creak shut. Why have you come here? You hear the voice as if it's right in the room, right next to you. You can feel the cold breath on the back of your neck, but you turn and you look, and none of you can see anyone else here. The voice doesn't boom, it doesn't echo. It simply is.
Did you see my Skype message, by the way, Harry?
I saw your message.
Just making sure.
You think I will bend? I will kneel? You think I will stand? For you, usurpers, murderers.
You're one to talk.
I have usurped nothing.
Usurp this dick.
The only one I took this throne from did not deserve it. And so he died, so that the kingdom could prevail, so that the line could continue. I could not have foreseen what would happen. I could not have known.
It is true, if he died, he did not deserve the throne. Shall we see if you deserve it either?
That is not what made him undeserving.
So
Go
why
on,
did you?
step through the doors in front of you. Come. Meet your king. And take a knee.
Not anymore.
That's rather optimistic of him.
You hear like a click, and you can see the doors in front of you visibly shake slightly, as if they're being unlocked.
Do we ever find out why the people are all asleep?
No.
We have our speculations, but they're exactly that.
Don't worry, they'll all die when we kill the king. Welcome to this game.
Stop.
Spoilers.
So what do you do?
I think we go through the doors. Like,
We spring the trap.
Sure.
Enter the doors.
You walk up to the doors and grab the handles and pull them open.
Yep.
Just as the lights behind you died, the ones in front of you begin to light up. These orbs, these beetles, built into the floors and the walls and the ceilings, ignite one at a time. Spread the light spreading throughout the room, and as you step in, the ceiling, so high and grand, easily several hundred feet tall, is lit up like the night sky, with thousands and thousands of these creatures, forever not dead, but dreaming, one with the rock. At the far end of the room, beyond the columns, beyond the carpet, there are a series of large, opaque windows. Silver moonlight streams in through them and strikes the throne in front of them. This twisted throne made of those same obsidian, onyx, starlit rock. It's twisted, distorted even further and more than all of the architecture you see around you. Similarly twisted. Brown, orange, and rotten. His eyes. Beyond the yellow iris. Pupils, like hourglasses, like those of a goat. Crooked teeth. A scraggly beard and mustache. Not shaved in many years, but not grown. Almost as if he's been rotted from the inside out. A husk. Like you, but somehow worse. For this man is most certainly, you can sense, alive. Perhaps at this point, fueled only by hatred, by anger, by a desperation to stay on the throne which it sits. The royal red cloak that he wears, the gnarled crown on his head, seem all too fitting. So off to the sides, pushed against the walls, you can see chairs made of onyx. 6 of them. 3 on each side of the room. He's staring right at you the moment you entered the room.
But I'm hiding, moving silently.
So-
How can you see me?
Shall we talk this out? If so,
Did he roll a spot check against my high check?
I think he's beyond caring.
I'm curious, before things turn unpleasant, why exactly did you try and kill us?
Oh, he succeeded. Just
Succeeded.
wondering why we're back.
He,
True.
after a moment, you kind of hear like a.
He laughs.
I did not try to kill you, nor did I kill you. It was fate that brought us here. Fate.
A cop-out answer if I ever heard one.
This is not an excuse. No. A king does what he does for the good of the realm. Everything I've done has been for the good of the realm. For a people that no longer love me. That never did. Not like they loved my father. But he, like you, was killed by fate. I see things, I always have. And I knew that you would bring about the end. That you would kill me. So, I had you killed. Do not ask why you. It would be just as foolish to ask why I became king. I was born for it.
You couldn't see enough that this course of action would end up causing this fate that you saw.
I don't think anything could have changed it. Nothing can change anything.
Yes, but those who try and avoid their fate only seek to assure
Bring it
its
upon them.
occurrence.
Or perhaps I was fated to die as well. Just as you were. Perhaps what they said is true.
Hey. That's what they know.
They...
Why are the people in the town below asleep?
They do not sleep. They do not dream.
Why are the people in the town
And what are
below
they
in
doing,
stasis?
Morcantus?
What has happened to them is...
Unfortunate but necessary.
Stop trying to answer his question for him.
I'm trying to figure this out here, damn it.
Yeah, and
Your
he's gonna.
anger only suits to drive you towards death you think you deserve, but you will not have it. You've always wanted to be a martyr, Philarmus Husk. And you will be one. for 50 years.
I already am.
Tens of thousands of days. You will be a martyr, but then no more. This I can promise you, Saint Talarmasask. That will be how they know you, but none will know who you truly were. Most unfortunate. You were one of the only ones I liked. The rest of you are useless, but you will all share his fate, just as I have my fate coming towards me. Just as those down below
So-
have their fate. They were not put to sleep by me. They have been asleep for longer than that.
So tell me,
Wait.
You
Oh,
see-
hold on. Longer than what?
You will find out soon. I promise you that much. When you speak with the blue man, you've met him, haven't you? I knew that he must have been behind this. You've seen him in your dreams, in the snow, on the hilltop, in the moonlight,
Outside the gates.
outside the gates.
So tell me, you seem to know all of their names. Do you know my name? And tell me, why did we fight?
Yeah,
That
at this
will
point,
be
you're
a-
just kind of along for the ride.
You, child. You think you have suffered much. You have died 1,000 times and lived 1,001. But you have not suffered yet. You will never know your name, and soon enough they will forget theirs as well. That is the fate you will all suffer. Madness beyond ages. Despair beyond time. And anger that will consume the universe. The God that you know, he does care more than you think. He speaks to me. He tells me things. And he was the one who betrayed me. Who left me here. It's all part of his grand plan. To the south. To the west. Two hearts. One. That is your fate.
So the king is nothing more than a senile fool.
You see, he kind of like looks at the ground at his feet at that one and shakes his head. Madness I have is nothing like the madness you will all share. Soon enough, eons will pass. Your names will be lost, and along with that, you. You fear nothing. You don't fear death anymore, but what you've yet to understand is that you have already died that final death. You just don't know it yet. That final death that will consume everything you are. Have ever been.
Around that time, Morcantus talks to us.
I will not stand for you. I will not kneel for you. I will not step down for you. If you want to
Then
kill
move
me,
aside.
why don't you come here and do what you've come to do? Saint Husk. I know where
Believe it or
I
not,
go
what I
now.
came to do is understand.
I know where I go now. You go nowhere, and that is a fate worse than death. I will know peace. Phelan will know peace. I gave him that much.
The undead can know peace.
Hmm.
How do you do that?
I'm kind of leaning on just following what Charles wants to do. We're wasting our breath here.
That last bit.
You have no breath to waste, Balthazar, Garal de Zato. You have no time to waste, for you have all the time in the world.
Garel de Chateau. Pronounce it correctly or not at all.
So long as I am king, what I say is what is true.
How about a king that no one will serve?
You don't have to serve me willingly. I'm not even going to ask you. You've already broken your vows. Betrayed
They were
your
already
king.
broke.
Betrayed your
already told-
kingdom. Betrayed your god.
Yeah,
And
getting
in doing
murdered
so,
kinda
you've
does
only
that.
done
Till
what
death.
all of us wanted. So go on. Dethrone me. Find your true master. But you will never find the truth.
That's why we spared these few words.
All right, let's go.
I was gonna say, didn't Phelan mention something about the South?
He did.
We asked the king about that. That's how this whole thing started.
Well, we've
I'm
already
not
heard
sure.
from Hammond that great power lies in the south.
Right.
The great and terrible power.
Exactly. I'm not sure we're gonna.
He will reach down beside the throne and pick up a longsword. It seems to be crafted out of a dark metal material.
Get him now.
Okay, roll initiative.
Yep. That moment, he decided to fight. Kind of hard to roll initiative without a token.
You can just roll it. Just roll it naturally. Whoops, sorry, what a save.
Mine doesn't let me do it either.
You don't have to do it with your character. I'm just saying you know your bonus. Just roll it as a 1d20.
Pick the highest of the two of these.
Sure.
Doop.
Are you kidding me?
All right.
Well then.
Balthazar, Malrak, Piper, Charles, and Talarmus, and then the king. So starting with Balthazar, you are, I would say, 60 feet away from the throne.
Okay, we're just not doing this with a map. Cool.
No, we're just.
I guess taste and fly up.
It's too simple to even bother with a map. Like how much do you really have? You have one dude here.
Yeah,
He
we're
doesn't have a lot of
beating
fancy moves.
we're beating an old man to death. I know.
Yeah.
We're good people. I
You
swear.
cast haste. Malrak.
Sorry, I'm working on a call right now. I'll just. Oh, fuck.
If you're working, we can skip you. It's cool.
I'll just charge an attack.
Okay, sure.
Not charge, just travel devotion, haste move, and this full attack with not Tiger's Fury, Longer Strike.
So you
Sure.
pounce.
Sure,
Technically
roll it.
pounce.
When the guy says, "Come here, Talarmus," and Talarmus is too slow.
I kind of expected this.
It's 1 crit, and can I sneak attack him?
Yeah, he hasn't gone yet.
He's flat-footed,
I'm
He's
saying,
flat-footed.
Is he still human?
Yes.
despite his looks.
Is that a crit?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I guess the first one, can I roll them all separately?
You can roll them all together.
Well, the first one's gonna be a crit, so I'll double it, I guess. So they all hit?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is a really big roll.
Well, unfortunately, he didn't get to activate his item first.
He
Okay.
rolled at a -3 and he rolled a 2.
Yeah, no, rip.
Okay. So your first.
Actually, that should be
1, 2, 3, 4.
it should be
5,
higher.
6,
It
7.
should be another 7 higher. So 131. I didn't add the crit damage to double it.
Okay.
At this point,
You're-
I believe it's just mental masturbation. So
Okay. Your first attack. You rush up, and as he's getting ready to draw his sword, you see he also has an amulet that he's wearing on his wrist. That he seems to be getting ready to attempt to activate with his right hand. But as he's doing this, you rush up to him, and your first attack with the dagger,
Swords.
short sword, whatever it was. Your first attack with your short sword penetrates that arm, cutting through the triceps brachii, and causing his entire left arm to go entirely limp. He does not scream, does not betray that he is in much pain, but you can tell that this blow, where it was, and given how old he is, was probably fatal alone, but not leaving anything to chance. Your second strike through the old man's throat, striking several major blood vessels, is enough to end his life. He falls to the ground gurgling, and you stab him in the back again, just to be sure. He doesn't even twitch this time, dropping his magical adamantine sword, and that bracelet with little skull charms. He falls dead on the steps. And lets out one last gasp of breath before dying.
Kill steal.
Yeah, you literally did show up after like 50 sessions just to go like, well, I got the king. Sorry. Bye.
I don't know why we're fighting, but I'm gonna murder him.
I take it
Talarmus wants the glory.
the wrist thing is magical.
Yes, he clearly has several magical items that he's wearing.
And fashionable.
Considering that was the one he seemed to be gunning for, I think we might want to identify that.
Identify it.
Fair.
Sure.
I have an ability that does that.
Oh, you have an
For
ability that
weapons.
does that.
For
Yes,
weapons.
magic.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, for armor and weapons.
Well, it's neither,
Point.
unfortunately.
This is
It's
neither
a
of those.
bracelet, yeah.
They're not armor?
I have identify prepared.
Okay.
Like it's gonna take 100 GP, but
We do.
I have it prepared. Basically, because I figured there might be some item he decides to use, and when we
That
kill
could
him, we
really
might want to know what it is.
Okay.
Also, as
So
mentioned,
that's what you want to
Spark-
identify,
yes.
not the sword or the cloak, because those are the
Well-
other two.
I can do this.
He can identify the sword,
Sure. The sword.
and we can wait on the cloak.
Well, let's start with the sword. So, the sword is adamantine. First of all, it's a long sword made of adamantine. It is also extremely magical. What is your DC that you need to identify this? Like, what's the
It's
DC?
a roll. I'm tapping to somebody right now. I can look it up. Hold on.
Sure. Please do.
Would you like to do the other item first, then, while he's doing that?
Yeah, well, I can that up. Sure. Sure thing, buddy. Old pal. Give me just a second. Okie dokie. So, the bracelet. These charms on here are all miniature skulls of sorts, depicting what you can tell to be various creatures. Most certainly, several human skulls, but elf skulls, dragon skulls, and the skulls of several other races you can't immediately identify, even with your studying. A high enough check on a knowledge history roll might actually be able to identify it for you.
Should I add in a bonus for trying? Should I add in Collector of Stories?
Yeah, absolutely.
One of the
Just
odd
applies to
cases
any
where
knowledge
you do that.
check to identify a creature. So yeah,
It's one of those odd cases where it works for history.
yeah, it works for anything technically, as long as you're identifying a creature. That's the
Yeah.
only.
History's not one of the ones that pops up on it.
Charles. Okay, so there are in total 7 skulls on here. You have 2 human, 1 male, 1 female. You have 1 dragon, 1 elf, and then you have 3 others. Charles is able to identify one of them, which is that there is a goblin skull on it. The other 2 are still unidentified. Anyway, this bracelet in order, the male human skull once per day can be used as a standard action to cast Dominate Person.
Okay, then.
As these are all done as if by a 13th level caster, by the way.
So right at the level you get it.
No. Dominate Person is a 5th level spell.
Dominate Monsters the 7th. No, that's 9th. Wow. I'm off my game today. This is why I don't play casters often.
Yeah, fucking terrible. Anyway. The female human skull casts Break Enchantment once per day.
Okay.
The dragon skull casts Prying Eyes.
These are all once per day.
Yes.
Okay.
The elf skull casts Analyze Dwemer once per day.
Okay.
The goblin skull casts Mislead of the two unknown skulls. One appears to be about the size of the goblin skull, if maybe a little bit larger. That one, which again you can't exactly identify, casts Cat's Grace Mass.
Okay.
And the last one, this one is larger than all of the others except for the dragon skull. It's slightly smaller than that. This one casts Grasping Hand.
Okay.
All of these, most disturbingly, appear to be actual skulls that were somehow shrunken down to the size they're at now. So that means they're probably real. Also, where'd the deck go? Oh God, what have I done?
The sword.
I've committed crimes against Skyrim Inner people.
Is the sword's caster level higher than 15?
I'd actually have to look up exactly how high that counts as for caster level. Give me 1 second. Also, I just got Poppins. Okay. Well, in that case, the longsword
Is unidentifiable. Haha.
Yeah, what was the what level did what's the DC is 10 plus the caster level of the item? Would you roll a 25? So it has to be 15 or lower.
Yes.
You can't identify it.
I can potentially re-prepare identify twice.
You have plenty more Pearl of Power ones.
No, I actually don't. But I if I re-prepare it twice, that's the end of my Pearl of Power ones. But that might be worth it. We're gonna burn through a little bit of gold, but
Yeah.
do people
Oh,
care?
well.
We can't just wait like a day.
We wait. Well, depends on what you mean by wait like a day. We can
We still
wait a
have to
certain.
figure out like how to wake up everybody in the town.
Oh, sure. Okay, for that, yes. I thought you meant just to acclimatize ourselves to the weapons to figure it out that way, and we might never figure it out, given how high a caster level it has.
It would take a long time.
Yeah. Because I think what you said is we'd have to spend a day per 1,000 GP and its cost, which it could easily be over 100 days. I don't know how long it is, but yeah, I'd suggest just poking around the castle and tabling this for now, just like stuffing them in a bag. And
Did you want to know about the cloak, robe, whatever?
what about it? Like,
Oh, you don't want to know what it is?
I'm not using an identify yet.
Okay.
We might do that
Yeah, we
later.
don't have any.
Is the cloak considered armor?
No. I apologize. It's not.
Sorry, not sorry.
Mm-hmm. Poking around the throne room, there are many hallways that lead off of this. Stairs down and up. But the one that interests you the most, just immediately you felt drawn to it, is there is a door that leads to, or you open and find a set of steps that lead downwards, almost directly behind the throne. You can see a reddish glow coming down up from the dark.
Looks important.
Check it out.
Yeah.
So I got that. I just sorry, I'm stuffing my face with donuts.
Weasel, get out of the closet.
I'm sorry. Was that directed at me?
Yeah, we all know, Everett. You can come out of the closet now. Anyway, sorry, I'm just having my wonderful girlfriend refill my drink. Damn
What?
straight.
Put salt and Tabasco sauce in it.
That would require her to go downstairs to actually get those items, and she's too lazy for that. Huh? No. No, it was not. That was not about you. Anyway, you follow the stairs down. It's not a long journey. It's only a couple dozen steps.
So I was off working. Was there anything I'd want from the loot?
You're about to go down the stairs you found. Traveling the stairs with that reddish hue, and find yourself in a dark room, lit only by a red hue coming out of a coffin, a sarcophagus, laid back against the far wall. The room is otherwise plain, made of stone. There are no other light sources in here. It's not like the throne room or any of the rooms you've been in previously.
And before the real boss is ahead.
What's in the coffin?
Well, red light is seeping out of the edges of it.
What's in the box?
Talarmus will step forward, presumably. He's pretty big.
Blind sight. What's in the coffin?
You don't know. You can't see anything through the stone.
Ah.
Blind sight doesn't mean you can see through all of the walls.
That's true. Yeah.
It's a stone sarcophagus, so you can't actually see into it. It's thick enough that no. Yeah, it's not in the same room as you, effectively.
No, that's fair.
Yeah. Talarmus will approach it, knowing Talarmus.
You know me
And
well.
you go to pull it open from like one side, and it doesn't really budge too well. So you put one gauntleted hand on each side of the lid, and you begin to shift it to the left, dragging the stone across the floor. Almost immediately, it pops out of the spot it was held in, and you kind of like shift it to the side before laying it down. Just kind of like you get like halfway down, and you drop it, and it hits the floor, sending dust flying everywhere with a thunderous boom. Within the sarcophagus, laid back against the bare stone wall is a wooden coffin.
Just burn it
Inside
so
the
we
box
open
was
it.
another box.
Just burn it. Burn it alive. Burn it dead. I don't care what it is.
I kind of have an idea of what is in the box.
I would
Is my
suggest
dick in that
we
box?
open the box.
Talarmus walks over and grabs the edge of the coffin. And as he goes to open it, you see a ghostly hand pass through the wood of the coffin. The red light grows brighter, almost pink, and then white before disappearing as the entire ghostly form falls out of it. The ghostly form of an old man, clad in blue cloaks. He falls through Talarmus and onto the ground.
The man in blue.
Talarmus steps aside, and the moment he does, he materializes. The coffin door swings open to reveal that it's now empty.
Is he dead?
Would
He
Well, he
alive?
was
you
previously
like-
described as the man in blue. So
you like to check?
Can I poke him?
Sure, you can poke him.
No. Does he look solid now?
Yeah, like I said, he materialized. So yeah, he looks pretty solid. You walk up and kind of like poke him with the edge of your boot.
punt.
And a sudden cough sends dust flying everywhere. You're not certain if all of that dust was actually on the floor or if some of it might have come out of his lungs.
That's it. There you go. Get it all out of you.
He coughs at length before finally, with a trembling hand, standing up. He's not as tall as you remember, probably. Not. I mean, actually, Piper's really short. Actually, never mind. She's not like average woman height. He's probably like 5'4", 5'5".
It must be a fake materializing ghost. So many of those around here.
He is old, but appears actually fairly distinguished. His skin isn't yellow or rotten in any way like the king's was, or like you remember seeing him in some of your dreams. His nails are a bit long, but nothing like the terrible claws you saw on the man just before you entered the castle. He looks like he may have once been a well-groomed gentleman. He wears a robe that seems to shift as you look at it, almost as if it's being blown by a slight breeze coming from nowhere. But it doesn't shift like any breeze would ever shift a cloak you've seen. Waving almost like it's alive. A snake. He stands and he looks as if he's like about to cast a spell, and then kind of like sighs and instead brushes himself off manually. Balthazar knows the struggle. You're so
I'll hand
when
him a
when
canteen.
you're so used to just casting a spell to clean yourself, and you're like, but I haven't been able to prepare my spells today. Sure, you hand him a canteen, and he gratefully takes it. But as like he takes it from your hand, his hand kind of like he grips over the canteen, touches yours, and holds it steady for a moment, staring directly into your eyes. You know this is most certainly the man you saw before, nearly a year ago, 9 months ago maybe, when you were first raised from the dead. But with this close inspection, so close to him you can see the white beard, the purple tunic he wears beneath his blue robes, and the pin that is stuck to his chest, to his breast. This must be Malchazar, the King's Court wizard. There's no one else it could be. He takes the canteen from you and uncaps it before taking a drink.
So why were you chilling in the coffin?
Just chilling.
Were you forced there, or?
I mean, we kind of thought he was dead.
He like looks from like one person to the other as you talk, and just kind of like shakes his head. Of all the things I imagined you might have asked me, if and when you had gotten here, that was not the first one I imagined I would hear.
I've got plenty of questions, but I'm starting polite.
How typical of you.
First off, do you know who we are?
First of all, actually, yeah, Balthazar does make a point. Yes, Balthazar, that's true. He nods. I do.
And do you know why you tried to kill us? Did you
Why?
sign the order?
Why I tried to kill you? I did not do that. I would never have done such a thing. The king ordered me to do that, but I sabotaged his orders. I attempted to change them, give you a chance. He discovered my treachery, and I ended up here. He could not kill me, for he realized much of what allowed him to keep his power in his deteriorated condition was I had been doing to conserve it, for the good of the realm, or so I thought.
So he just put you in timeout instead.
You could say it like that, yes. Those people down in the village, your parents, he looks at Piper, they will be awaking now, but they will be in desperate need of help for a bit. I'm afraid that much of their food supplies would have gone bad in the times since, given the dark power that held sway over the town below.
So
What
you
did
put that
that?
spell?
Me. I did that.
Why?
I was attempting to siphon off the life forces of those below to give it to the king, because I felt he needed it to
Power
keep
source.
strong for what is coming. But
Just as you hypothesized.
he turned when he didn't like the things that I prophesized, what I said. When I told him what his visions meant, he went mad.
What is coming?
I can't be certain. It's still... He closes his eyes for a moment, pondering. Vague, shapeless, only just now beginning to take form. It's a terror that does not come from any one direction, but from three.
Southwest, and I didn't catch the last one.
I can't be certain, but I do know the king knew something a bit more. He was a persistent keeper of diaries. I'm sure there will be something in his writings that may be able to help you. He did not have the good of the realm at heart. He did for a while, or so I thought, but when he realized that he was not part of our Lord's grand plan, he changed. In part, I can't entirely blame him. You similarly rebelled against your death, just as he rebelled against his by having you killed. And of course, our Lord, Roth. We speak of you know who. As he looks into your eyes, Charles, you can see, you swear you can see yourself reflected in them, and around you, a spiral. I know bits and pieces. And I do know that what Morcantus wants is best for this kingdom. Could there be any greater power to judge us? I have always been certain that no matter how much power I have gained, I have learned that I keep in perspective that I am but a mortal man. I suppose the same cannot be said for you.
Yeah, someone kind of changed that.
I didn't have much of a choice. I learned method from a man a long time ago, how to resurrect the dead in such a way that would help to keep them somewhat sane, at least for a while. And like all other undead, I knew that they could keep their minds if they fed off the souls of the living. I knew you would be able to discover this, given your proximity, given everything I knew. I gave you what I could. I'm sorry for that. You may hate me for it. You may love me for it.
Not all of us are Drakers.
But I hope you understand that this was... You were dead anyway. You could have stayed dead, peacefully, or you could have come back and exacted your vengeance and done what was right for the kingdom, for everyone. But they
It
are
is false to imply that those were the only two options.
It was. I was already in prison then. That was not me you saw. That was what was left of my power.
Yeah, he was taller than you were.
Vision.
I have shrunk somewhat. Physically, metaphorically. I will regain my strength with time, if I have it. I can help you in the coming days against this storm that comes.
Storm that we still know what type.
Worse than the hurricane you faced. Worse than the blizzard. And worse than the king.
I thought the king did all those things.
That's what everyone keeps telling me, but I never believed it.
I don't know. But I do know that
The one that ruined Breakwater.
you and the kingdom will need guidance. Guidance, I think I would provide. Penance of sorts. I've tried to give you the best start I could. And if you'd like, I can try to find a way to kill you. If that's truly what you want. Way to try to retain your memories. I can research these things.
Keep that in mind.
Yeah, that second one seems pretty great.
suspect it may be impossible. Nothing here was meant to last. Only even the god that we know, I'm not all too sure that even he will last forever. I think that is perhaps what clouds my vision, like a shockwave sent back through time. Something happens. To Morcantus.
So, what is the coming storm? To the best of your knowledge.
I know that I tried to do research before I was, you know.
I know.
I know that it has something to do with the races of old, with ancient pacts broken. And I know that... Actually, give me a moment on that. Last bit there. I know that with time and with this storm, all may be washed away. The sins of the past, the crimes of the future. I know that misery may end, death may die, and that what is old will be new again. I see jaws of flame. I see hearts of gold, white. On dark steeds and white dirt. And I know that in the end, it is not a heart of goodness and lightness, but a heart of darkness that will save you all. If I may, I need some time to reacclimate myself, prepare some spells, and see to it that the village below is put back in motion. You, on the other hand, have friends coming and foes that you will go to. They sail here now, and soon enough you will fly away. Remember, the skull, the heart, the spiral, they are never your enemy, even if they may seem so at first. It is that heart of darkness that will save you. And with the help of that, perhaps you will find peace. But please, give me some time. I'll be back with you soon enough. I can answer your questions more then. And with that, he will stride past you. And head away into the castle. Let's go meet Piper's parents.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. These are the old men that I travel with.
In all seriousness, you should probably go to them. If the town below is in desperate straits, it probably won't be long before there's violence.
Yeah, we're gonna need a breakwater situation happening right now.
Well, if truly our friends are sailing here, that might be averted. But in the meantime,
Okay. So, pausing there for a moment. What are your plans, for the rest of the day?
I think we start by searching the castle.
Okay.
The king had diaries, at least according to Malchazar.
Did he really?
Storm's
So-
here.
Okay.
So looking for those seems like a good idea. We could, I guess, re-prepare and cast Identify twice
Okay.
to see what the other two things are. And I think then we at least some of us need to go into the city below and try and get a handle on things. I can do that. That's not a problem. But
Yeah, I kind of want to go too, for obvious reasons.
oh, gee, I'm not clear what those reasons are.
Yeah, shucks. The wizard doesn't have
Um,
any spells, Chuck.
Yeah, as for the sword and cloak, the cloak is. Let me pull up the actual fucking name of it. Okay.
I think if he wants to be left alone, Chuck, we might as well just leave him alone. Come back and deal with it later.
As for the cloak, it is a robe of scintillating colors.
Okay. And the sword?
The sword is a +5.
Okay.
Axiomatic.
Okay.
Bane of Undead Longsword.
Okay.
Yeah, the food situation down below, a quick recap, like looking over it. Basically, it looks like there's not quite enough food to feed everybody for very long. For a couple of weeks, probably. But you're going to
back.
have
What did I
to
miss?
sorry. You're going to have to get food from somewhere else before that time runs out. You have a few options for that. But there's also the fact that someone will have to organize an armed group of some sort to hand out the food because you're talking about the king's grain. And while it's stored in multiple locations, what you don't want is people are just going to rush them and just take everything they can. If you want to actually prevent like excessive violence and such, you're going to have to actually go down there and control it somehow.
Okay.
Sounds like a job for Straker and Sons. Nice.
Talarmus Husk.
Yes.
Are you
Sorry,
are
I
you
was
listening?
muted.
Okay. Go down to the city, take command of the king's forces, and have them surround places of food to distribute it.
Right.
So are they all awake now?
They're going
They're
to be
gonna
waking
start
up.
waking up.
Yeah.
What makes you think that they're going to follow you?
He's a paladin in Morcantus. That's the best shot we have of trying to do that.
Better than Drakus, and Sons.
Yes.
And if they don't like it, I'll introduce them. But for now, if I have to put one of their top men in the dirt to make them follow me, I'm still a rather imposing figure.
Yeah. In the city,
You're also still enlarged.
you would estimate there are probably just
Not
from
anymore.
like the barracks and such. There are going to be. You're looking probably close to just garrisoned here, close to 10,000 soldiers.
Well, 10,000 minus
I'll tell everybody that killed the king in one shot, one blow.
minus 6.
Everybody will know.
Minus 16 or so.
Yeah.
But if you can go find the people in charge, you have the best shot probably at just immediately getting them to go.
Would I know how to get around the city quicker?
Yeah, you certainly would. Yeah.
I can take Talarmus.
That's a good idea.
So did Malchazar know who I was?
He seemed to recognize you, but he didn't talk to you at all when you guys just talked. Obviously,
Well, I wasn't here.
that works out.
Obviously, the king is dead. I'm aware of this.
We just brought him along to be the scapegoat. No, we didn't kill the king.
It was that guy.
That guy.
Was he upset over this news?
I have to be right back quick.
So Talarmus, you want to go down and you're gonna try to find like some people where you know like there might be enough commanders basically to talk to. So you're gonna go like one of the biggest concentrations of troops. What do you do when you get down there? You can see that at this point they've woken up and they are attempting to organize themselves to prepare to basically reinstate order in the city.
Well, you're all on top of things.
Their commander. There are, I mean,
Morning.
in this particular area, probably close to that they have gathered so far through scouts and such, close to 2,000 soldiers here.
So I'm king now, right? Isn't that how this works? You kill the king, you become king.
Right of conquest, yeah. Hold on.
Did he have a crown?
Yes, he did. A gnarled crown made of onyx.
I will most certainly be wearing his crown now.
Okay.
I'm just gonna. The
so-
fact that it means nothing right now.
But you're able to find the guy who is in charge. Like that's not a problem for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right up.
So when you walk
Good
around,
morning.
people actually kind of like shy away from you. You get a feeling that most of these people probably know who you are. You have very distinctive armor. You could say that if they can't identify you any other way, the armor might give you away. It
It's
might.
that guy who wears other guys.
An apt description.
The commander kind of like he turns. He is an older gentleman in his 40s or 50s. A bit bedraggled now after everything. But he is wearing his breastplate. And as you approach, he puts his hand on his sword and then kind of just
I'll raise a hand.
Am I there
Won't be
too,
needed.
by the way?
Grain. Grain, buddy, by the way, just to answer someone's PM question. Grain. There's a lot of different grain storage. He will eye you suspiciously. He looks like he wants to fight, but he has a lot of other problems on his hands right now.
Well, you noticed.
I know you. I know you.
And I don't know
Probably.
you, but I wish to.
I'm supposed to kill you. Who are you?
Armus Husk.
He kind of seems to search through his mind for a moment, unable to come up with anything. Husk. I know that name. Why are you here?
To tell you that your town is heading for dire time. We're all asleep a moment ago. Do you remember that?
He looks around and some of the other officers kind of
Bit
see
Different than tucking in for the night.
None of us seem to be able to recall exactly.
Do you know what today is?
It's Friday. It's not Friday, by the way.
Add 2 weeks. and
Simply,
get add
it's
a
not
couple more.
Friday anymore. A lot has happened since you rested your head.
What terrible magic did this to us?
The horrible magic that you're looking for the source from, we don't know. But
He takes his hand off his sword, by the way. I don't know why I'm supposed to hurt you. There's something about you that makes me feel sick.
So, other than Talarmus, what's everybody else doing?
could be the fact that I'm wearing bones.
Let me work this out, okay? Give me a goddamn minute. Damn you. What's wrong with the town? What are we supposed to do to fix it?
Well, first thing that's going to happen is the food's going to run out. Nobody's really been caring about upkeep since you guys put it down.
We have the grain. That should be enough
Sure.
to last us for maybe a month at least.
I'm pretty sure your grain's gone bad by now.
It should last longer than that. It should. At least some of it. We'll have to check.
Even so,
Yeah, he
if
looks
that
at
is what's left. That's all that's left.
he looks
and
at a
when
couple of his
people wake
officers
up-
and kind of signals to them, and they break off and start, delegating orders. It sounds like they go check out the granaries. Ooh,
When the
We're
rest
trying
wake
to-
up, that's going to be the first thing hit.
we're trying to set up camps throughout the town.
Putting in
Yes,
commanders.
we can distribute food. That is what we should do, but we're going to need more. You're right. The food in the barracks was rotten. Even the meat was rancid.
Has been quite a...
Some
We
people should be
sh-
coming with some.
Yeah,
should
we
go
do have
to-
allies coming.
Well, then we only have really two options for food. For that amount of food in such short notice. It's getting close to harvest time again for the... At least it was.
Is it actually?
It's
rattle
getting
off
towards
the
it's.
date
I mean,
real
it's in the middle of summer, so they probably would have some food for
Yeah,
sure. if I
I'd
was
give them the actual date. So,
Okay, well, we could try Bounty's Bend. The villages there would be able to spare something unless they were too affected by this magic, and
I believe it was just Wraithpeak. Ice Peak. Whatever.
Wraithpeak.
Yes. Okay. I believe it was just
And-
Wraithpeak.
Good, then Bounty's Bend and Baroth's Landing. They have fish, supplies, shipping. They might have something they could spare, and they could get the word out to Black Wharf. Yes, we'll do that. But we can't. So we can't. How many soldiers could we possibly even send for that if we're supposed to keep order here? A town of over 1 million.
Xander was here. He could prep purify food and water like 20 times.
Well,
Mhm.
Wouldn't be
with our
nearly
friends
enough.
on the way, we could probably head out to Beerot's Landing, and we've been there before, so the wizard could take us.
If you have a wizard, you could go and warn the people in Blackworth and have them begin sending food up now. It would only be here in a few weeks, but that plus what we get from Beerus Landing and Bounty's Men, it should all arrive in time. As long as you can get people there, you'd have to round up a force yourself. We have our hands full here.
I
Well,
feel like Blackworth is probably busy sending food to Breakwater.
Oh, why would they be sending food to Breakwater?
because they
Breakwater
got
has
hit by
plenty
a
of
tidal
boats.
wave.
Oh, it's been a
Before
long
months ago.
time since you've been to bed.
Then Bounty's Bend and Barrett's Landing. Barrett's Landing could supply us for now, and the people of Bounty's Bend should be able to supply us for the foreseeable future until we get our farms running again, our food restocked. It's going to take time.
We can worry about getting the food from the other cities if you worry about stopping
Keeping the
chaos
order.
from coming in here.
Out of curiosity, of the nearby farms, the people who are asleep used to work. I mean, there'd still be a good bit of salvageable food, even if the fields haven't been kept in a while.
Yes, we will have some soldiers go around through the local farms, those within a few miles, and scrounge up everything they can from there and from the people of the town here and the greenhouses, and we'll set up something. We'll get this started. We're prepared for harsh winters and such. This is not much different, just not much notice. Well, Miss Paladin, priest, father, Husk.
Yes.
We will keep in touch with us. I will send messengers out to all of the other commanders. I'm in contact with 2 right now. We have a total of 5,000 men so far, about half of our forces in this town. We will make sure that we get everything organized. If you could help us, we would appreciate it. We could use a trained military man, someone from the church, to help us with your expertise.
Certainly.
So for the rest of you, what are you guys doing? Someone speak
Central
up.
PM.
I will be in the king's palace, looking at, just searching, just looking around mostly.
Got you, Storm. Say that last part again, John.
I'll just be like looking around the king's palace for anything we might have missed, and then, you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look for books and papers in the king's palace.
Yeah, I'll let him look for books and papers, and then I'll look for anything else other than books and papers, and if I see something useful to the wizard, I'll point it out. Book looking, or like records.
Poop. What have I done? I didn't realize you could move these things.
And then when I'm done, I'll go sit on the throne, wait for people to come to see the king's body.
Kingslayer.
I can't believe you let John kill the king of all people.
I didn't choose it.
Not
He's
you,
the fastest
you moron.
one.
Yeah, you could have cast like Hold Undead.
The king
Sure.
rolled a -1 on initiative.
He's venerable. He had a -3 to his initiative.
And he rolled a 2.
What an asshole.
Out of curiosity, how much health did he have?
He was level 10. He had 25.
Yeah, your
Also, I
first
just
attack
ate
was
the most
supposed to-
amazing thing. Curly chips with cheese and garlic sauce.
Oh, you mean curly fries?
Curly fries.
Sorry, curly fries, yeah.
I understand now.
Yeah.
So for a second, I'm like, why would you curl chips? What sense does that make? Fucking idiot.
The
Welcome
to
crinkle
Brit.
cuts.
What are you doing, Storm?
That's classic.
It's not difficult to find out because he makes a bit of a ruckus. It's very loud and there's a lot of it going on, so it would
Shrinkers,
not be
drinkers, and
difficult to
sons.
Drakers and Sons is setting up business in town.
He's going to some smaller graveyards, and scrounging up about 100. Exactly 100 skeletons, and then going to take over one of the grain stores, trying to preserve what he
Okay, in an effort to help, right? Take over the grain store sounds awful.
Praise Morcantus.
This is like when Drakerus decided to make like 7,000 loaves of bread, and we were wondering what the fuck he put in them.
He fucking lights his skeletons on fire and sends off, find the grain stores. Praise Morcantus.
Get the torches and pitchforks.
Excellent.
No, you light the pitchforks and get the torches.
No, John, it's not.
Seriously?
Does it give you any dope stats? I described to you what was magical. That was not one of the magical items. It's made of onyx.
Ooh, cool! I can use that.
Does it at least look cool?
Yeah, it does look fucking. It looks awesome. It's a
Can summon
fucking
101
Sweet.
skeletons.
I will wear the crown and sit upon the throne, and I will flay the king's corpse and put the skin across the back of the throne.
Okay, Xander.
No,
Dracarys.
not really
I
though.
think you've got a bit of character drift going on there.
Yeah, if you want
Yeah.
to pin his body to the door, you might be getting closer.
Dracarys.
Yeah.
Once you're done creating Dracarys, and Sons, would you mind going to what's it called?
Village
would
Crossing.
Would you mind going to Barrett's Landing?
Sure.
I would have relayed this. So
Teleport there, tell them to send food to Wraithpeak. I'm going to do the same thing to Black Horse.
So what you're saying is a demon-winged fucking 23-year-old edgy dude is going to teleport into their town square and say, send food to the capital, but then teleport out.
Henry,
To
question.
be fair, you said you were 27.
pretty
27,
sure we could
whatever.
whip
But
up a royal seal.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Is,
no
is there a
time.
royal seal anywhere around here?
Yeah. Malchazar actually tells you that as he was in charge of sending a lot of the king's messages, he knows exactly how to make a royal seal and how to basically send out orders and such. You just have to ask him, and he could give you the authority to do so.
Excellent.
let's do that
write
then.
letters. I will write letters to Black Wharf and Barracks Landing, and command them to send us food. In return, I will keep the starving masses from invading their lands for food.
We're requesting a
Probably
tie.
not let Malrak
more or
write the
less.
letters.
Also,
What?
we might want to let. Heck. Wow, really off my
As I say, how about Malrak?
Sending
doesn't
out
write that
letters is
letter?
not difficult. You might have to go there and actually help them. Scrounge up the food. Other than basically stabilizing the city below, which you can do effectively by delegating like this. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I will walk around the city and look for any weak points. Because I feel like the storm may be literal. Make sure the city can properly
Something
defend
like what we
itself
had over
structurally.
Breakwater.
Gotcha.
If there's any weakness in the Wraithpeak guard, I'll probably subsume command.
I think what you also might want to do is section off the city.
Set up wards.
Yeah.
Martial law.
Well, we don't have a choice.
The monarchy ain't helping us.
I wasn't criticizing.
Um,
Or martial law.
Breakwater all over again.
Well, within a couple of weeks of working on this, we're going to have people arriving. I'm assuming you guys are going to make contact with them beforehand, because within about 3 days, and you will become aware of this pretty quickly, Wizard, because of your traveling.
Yeah.
Either through you or Dracarys, one of you will be there, and at some point we'll find out that a delegation has arrived in Black Wharf from Breakwater. It has in it. It has about a dozen representatives from the city of. First of all, you have Amethyst, one of your favorite friends, as we all recall. As well as Gidrius, who is wearing now cloaks, not unlike Amethyst's.
I don't remember Amadeus being that bad.
He's a pretty cool dude.
He's chill. I just remember when he was dying, Harry was like, "Look, wizard, you can kill him and assume his position as head wizard of Wolven's Crossing."
The wizard failed.
He didn't do it. He threw a frog at it.
But you have Gidrius, Amethyst, and it would appear to be their aides with them. You have one of the major lords of Iceguard, who you don't immediately recognize, but you do recognize the man who's with him, as well as some of these soldiers.
Who's with him?
You can't guess.
Is it the Count?
No, you know the Count. It's not him.
It was a long time since we were in Iceguard.
You recognize him as one of the top soldiers, from Iceguard, as well as several of his attachés. A man named Silverblade.
Oh, that fuck. Okay.
Oh, fuck.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, I'll go greet this delegation.
Hold on, we're not done yet.
Wait,
you
are
see-
they in?
And the
Really?
rest, you don't entirely recognize these people. You don't recognize. You might have seen some of them, but you don't really recognize them. They appear to be representatives of Breakwater. You do not see in this delegation any representatives from the great city of Death's Crown.
What a surprise.
Wait, so are they in Wraithpeak?
No, they are in Black Wharf.
Okay.
They just arrived here on a boat.
Yeah, I will go visit them.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Suppose I should-
of course, curious.
Of course.
With the members of the delegation from Breakwater. Sure thing, Balthazar. You approach the delegation. They are staying at one of the estates of one of the lords that lives nearby. Minor lord, you wouldn't know him.
I have ranks in knowledge, nobility, royalty.
You might know him. This way. Even if you know him, he's irrelevant to the story.
Sir, no
He's
one
a
cares.
minor lord. They're not staying in an inn. These are important people. They're staying on a lord's estate because, of course, they are. You don't know. You don't know him. You rolled a natural 1. You got a total of 9. That's a good bonus there, but it's not going to help you.
Balthazar's just like, man, he's not an important character.
And he's clearly a lord. You can tell that much.
I die for good. I'm coming back as him.
Yeah.
Do you remember me?
Charles, you're probably not even there. Balthazar.
Charles, you're not there.
Yeah.
Sir, not appearing in this film.
It's probably just Balthazar because he's a wizard. He teleports and makes trips back and forth to check
Yeah,
on
he's
like,
going
hey, you guys
speed
sent
or
my shit yet? Where's my fucking shit? Send it faster.
I
What, you
teleport as well, although only once per day. Well, once there and once
Charles,
back.
you can teleport as per the fucking spell. Teleport. You talking
Yes,
about?
I can teleport as
Course
per
you
the spell
can. That's-
teleport twice a day.
Yeah, we know.
Oh,
It's
It's your
good
name,
to
Charles,
see.
motherfucker. It's your goddamn name, Charles, motherfucker. No, it ain't Charles, motherfucker. Goddamn, shut down and shut the fuck up. I know you can teleport. You're a goddamn necromancer. I am fucking away with your spell. I'm fucking away with your spell list. I asked Charles when the child teleport. And the answer is no. I guarantee you it's fucking no. Why the fuck would a fucking spell sword have fucking teleport? The spell. He doesn't. I know he doesn't. You lying sack of garbage.
Do you run a company called Charles and Sons?
I like how you can see the no fun allowed.
Yeah.
So Henry,
Yes.
in these 2 weeks, does anyone question my wearing of the crown and sitting in the throne room?
Balthazar will probably tell you that it is. You can do that if you want.
Take that thing off.
Something that-
To be
No one
honest,
cares.
I know it doesn't. I told you it. I know it. And I was talking about you. Is your name Draker's motherfucker? I said I know what Draker's spell list was. What the fuck? You guys are so fucking so far undead assholes.
all right.
You did this to us.
Oh my god.
To be honest, I probably wouldn't.
I might have said something if I wasn't all wrapped up in the guard.
Anyway,
That's
Balthazar, you will be the first person. And how do you find this out? Because you go to the town and you're gonna ask, "Hey, where did the delegation go that I heard arrived? That you guys just told me arrived?" And they'll be like, "Well, that guy should know." And they'll point you to the boathouse. Which, yes, indeed, you go inside. Okay, you enter the house of the dockmaster. Inside, I mean, there are lines upon lines. There are people waiting for things. I know, Charles. They're a thing. I understand that now. Let me put that better, more specific. I understand it now. There are lots of people waiting, people sitting, people mulling around. There are clerks like you would expect, but most bizarrely behind the counter, behind all the clerks, there is a creature you have never actually witnessed before. You've never actually seen one, but you know immediately what it is because it's an extremely distinct-looking creature. You can roll me a knowledge engineering, or is it knowledge arcana? Give me a second.
I don't know, what is it?
It's one or the other. Roll both. I can tell you which one it is. It is indeed dungeoneering. Okay. 32.
Yeah, unfortunately, Charles, I probably would have gone and done this alone.
It is most certainly some type of beholder. That is keeping an eye, you could say, on the proceedings here in the dockhouse. One of its eye stalks turns and watches you the moment you step through the door. It hisses. But then slowly kind of like turns and like looks back to its work.
So,
A man suddenly kind of like ambushes you from behind.
okay.
Oh, hey there, how are you there, old buddy? How you doing? It's been a while since I've seen you.
I'll turn around. Is this the sailor dude?
No, it is curious. It's
Oh.
Salty Baltsy. Been a good long while. Since I've seen like.
Oh, wait. When did Curious become Scottish? Or
He's
Irish, whatever the hell this is.
He's always had a distinct British accent.
Cockney, yeah.
Cockney-ish, yeah. Look, I'm sorry,
Charles.
I'm not a fucking voice actor. You want a voice actor, hire fucking Matt Mercer, the GM, for you.
Charles, I think if I did that, Piper would kill me in my sleep. Like, I would be up in a rope trick and she'd find a way. I will turn around. Where's the rest of the delegation?
Straight to business, eh?
Well, a city is starving.
Yeah, but I mean, people are starving everywhere every day. I never saw you care until just about now. Oh, and that one business back in Breakwater, but it's that's a bit tricky now, isn't it? We've had that in hand, I could say, in both hands, firmly grasped along the shaft. If you understand what I'm saying. Of the boat.
I
boat's
do.
shipping.
Yes, of course.
Supplies.
Of course, that is what you meant.
So tell me, how's the rest of the group doing? How are the kids? How's your husband? How's Piper? It's been a while since I've seen you guys.
Unfortunately, Piper is dead.
He kind of like smiles a bit. Salty Balty, I can see right through you. I know
No, seriously, she's dead.
That can't possibly be
You're
true.
not there.
That can't possibly be true, and we both know why. Right?
I just look at him confused.
Don't make me wipe that paste off your smelly, rotten face. Oh,
This is why Cliff's face has a protocol skill.
I will. I. She's all right though, right?
I just keep staring at him. I'm gonna press this joke.
He kind of like narrows his eyes. Look, you can tell me
I'm-
right now. Are you
Right.
fucking with?
I am
You're
fucking. with
fucking.
you.
You damn well fucking better. Of course, I
Xander
knew you
is
fucking
dead.
with me. Oh well, that's really fucking unfortunate. Anyway, so. What, you think I'd give a shit? Well, I heard. Actually, he'll say something like "Oh, well, let's get the wine bottles and the champagne. There's a pub, a really great pub right down the block. Really skeevy, just the right kind, really.
The king is also dead.
Let's get double shots of wine and champagne. And honestly, let me tell you. What are you gonna tell me next? Me dad is dead. The moon is made of cheese and is coming home tomorrow. Maybe
3 days.
maybe I've just won an inheritance of 100,000 quid.
I will reach out with a
Quit.
finger and just put it across his lips. The entire city of Wraithpeak has been asleep for months, and all of their food is spoiled.
Yeah. We heard about that actually. I read the paper. I know you don't think I can read, but I do read. And I got here.
I'm shocked, I tell you.
I have the I have a copy of the Gazette here, and it does tell me that that the king is dead. Yep. Yeah, I see that. There has been some sort of an incident up in Wraithpeak that people are requesting that they send food. And an important delegation from the west has arrived here in Blackwood.
And that is why I'm here.
Oh well, they're all staying at the house of some Lord. What was it? It was Lord Seafair or Defair or Schwartz, something, some real handsome bloke with real ugly daughters. You ever notice that all the most handsome men have terrible, ugly, it's just unfuckable daughters? It's just every time. You kind of like ponders on that for a second.
I will.
Fuck, aren't I? I'm just gonna have the ugliest. This is why I gotta have.
John Gillis.
So many ways that I could really mess with him, but I will not.
Well, if you want to meet the others, we have delegates from all the important cities. No one from Death's Crown. We did invite them, but they never did get back to us, nor did our messengers. So I'm suspecting he's being held by whatever the southern version of your necromancer friend is, in some gross, disgusting-looking basement somewhere with knives and sharp tools and hot irons, pokey sticks.
That sounds like Death's Crown.
Yeah, It's really unfortunate. I liked him, but yeah, he's definitely dead now. Um, so we'll how about you help me, and why don't you go take? I was told that if you showed up, or if one of you did, I was supposed to get a hold of you and have you teleport our mutual friend in the city council of Wolverine's Crossing, um, just a little bit over to Wraithpeak, a little bit northeastern way, and take him there, nearby or whatever, and then he can come back and take the rest of the delegation, all of us. If you wouldn't mind, you could take me with you on that first jump. I think you could take at least a few people, can't you? I would really appreciate it. I got to get a handle on the situation. We have our own chapter of people in the some of the local area around there. We
What?
haven't spoken to them in a while, but maybe we could get some Pale Hand people involved, help you out.
Why do you want to be there on the first jump?
Well, like I said, I need to help with organizing the Pale Hands to help out, get the food flowing. I mean, we're one with the people and all that. You royal types aren't really adept at that. And
Are you sure that's the reason why? Because Piper's in Barrett's Landing.
definitely think about that for a minute.
On second thought,
Wizards
You
Dad,
just
you're the
you
worst.
just reminded most of the Pale Hand, honestly around here, just completely based out of Beer's Landing. It's been a long while. I just don't have a good memory. I've honestly never actually been here, so I'm going to need some time to readjust and
You're very
seasick.
gullible.
Um,
Very gullible.
he'll kind of he'll punch you in the arm, like, come on, you old fuck. Let's go get Amethyst and let's get the fuck out of here. Let him take it. Let the other old fuck take care of the rest of this. I'm tired of listening to your shit.
I'll go do that. That's fine.
Seems reasonable. Okay. And then they have a teleport mishap and everybody dies at the end. Then
Good.
Balthazar, Amethyst, and Curious all die in a terrible teleport accident.
I will teleport outside of Wraithpeak
Yeah.
because I am aware.
Yeah, just go whatever 5 or 10 miles out and you're fine. It's close enough. That's probably how you're teleporting out anyway.
Yes.
so can you still not teleport in the city?
You
I think
cannot.
that's a permanent effect.
that is something of a permanent effect.
That's why they built the capital there.
Yep.
Yes.
So, anyway,
So they don't have to pay through the nose to block teleportation like I have to in my mansion.
with that being said, instead of having to do a weird thing where I have to roleplay 18 people at once, because that kind of sucks. What I will tell you is what their general agenda is. Once everybody actually arrives in Wraithpeak,
I will summon them to meet with me in the court palace.
I will tell them to ignore the man claiming he is king.
I will tell them that the man with the crown and the right of divine conquest demands an audience.
Gidrius will succinctly point out that the last man who took the crown and governed without the consent of the people his entrails were picked up off the floor just a few days ago, to his knowledge.
And I will point that he ruled with the Iron Fist quite well for some time.
Yeah, until he lost the will of the people entirely, and
Got people.
You know.
To be fair, he did go insane.
The crown is just onyx, right?
We've deduced that.
It's non-magical, right?
it is not magical.
Okay, good.
Yeah, good.
One
So
fabricate later.
It's a few days later, right?
A donation to Drakers and Sons.
I cast Shatter.
Yeah, goodbye.
Doesn't the crown get a will save?
No, it's not magical.
Ah,
it just breaks.
it's amazing.
It's
Does
not
the
big, though.
crown
It's
get a
small
will
enough that it
save?
would just. It breaks into a million little pieces.
I see how this is. Okay.
We need to
we'll
put a
play this
no
way.
fun sign right next to Malrak.
Yeah, the wizard just fucking just. I imagine like with him and Amethyst at like the same. Him, Amethyst, and Malchazar at like the same time, just kind of like.
Yeah, thank you.
And turn and just. Bippity boppity boop and point their finger and just fucking.
Triple shatter it.
Stop it. I'll put it back, actually. I like that. And I'll put that there.
You didn't like it the last time.
I think it's perfectly fine now.
This is a-okay.
Actually, I have a better way. Wonder how big this is.
Oh God, I switched back to this page.
The quote is perfect as well.
Yeah, Drakus does get the good quotes.
It's not good. That's not like succinct enough. I need this like here, just a little better.
Husks aren't bad.
Hold on, I got this. I got this, guys.
Oh, by the way, John,
Nope, I'm done with you. You're dead.
Uh,
too.
you do have a loading screen. By the way, it just hasn't been used.
It is. It's actually what's
Yeah.
gonna be next. So,
I still claim my divine right of conquest.
This isn't Europe circa like 1950. There's no such. Sorry, 1850. There's no such thing as divine right.
there we go. The sign has been fixed. Anyway, what the delegations are here to discuss is that now that the king is dead, somebody they're basically discussing whether or not they would like to keep the kingdom together, or whether they should just all kind of like separate. The initial kind of like consensus is that no, they'd like to stay together. Especially the Breakwater crowd will be like, no, we definitely should stay together. Wolverine's Crossing will highly agree with that. Ice Guard will be like, yeah, sure, that sounds reasonable. There are reasons for such, probably being fairly transparent to most of you who have paid much attention. Being that Breakwater probably can't survive without the help of the others, and the others like the influence they have over Breakwater. They would prefer to stay together, but they don't like how the king turned out, and they would prefer to elect a ruling council that would lead in place of the king.
Well,
They would
This
like.
is where Balthazar just slides in, like, well.
Buddy.
Okay. The Lord from Iceguard will immediately suggest that that they should have a representative directly from Iceguard, and that surely it should be a great lord. Obviously, the Count cannot do it, but he, being the Count's chosen representative here, would probably make a good addition to the council. And that perhaps, given that there are only 3 cities other than Wraithpeak, perhaps they should have a system wherein the Wraithpeak is allowed to elect one of their own, and the other cities give 2 representatives each. Anyone want to anyone have any input on that?
that's 7 people, isn't it? Or 9?
Yeah. It's 7. 2 from each of the other 3 cities, not including Death's Crown,
correct.
and 1 from Wraithpeak.
Well, since Drakeros is a renowned constitutional scholar, he will point out that that is not an equitable arrangement.
Wraithpeak has the most people.
I think we should create an electoral college.
God fucking damn it.
Trump. No.
No.
I think we should destroy
It's the
this
only way
state.
that Malrak will get to be president.
I think we should have a battle to find out who is the strongest, and the strongest powerful man should be the ruler.
No
Curious
wall
and
rules the meat,
Avidus.
right?
Curious and Avidus seem to think along the same line, saying that that is ridiculous. That instead, we should elect people who have proven themselves of use to the kingdom, that represent most of the cities, and who can reign for an extended period of time without much problem,
Quote, unquote.
such as someone who might be dead and able to live forever, to which they will then propose that simply put the people who killed the king in charge. Gedrius
Person.
Gedrius actually speaks up and says that he doesn't entirely agree with any of these agreements because he thinks that they must keep Death's Crown in the fold. He says that he hates the people in charge of that city as much as anyone, more than anyone even. They helped to kill his family, but as someone who used to live there, he knows that the city is undeniably invaluable to the crown.
I can represent the South.
But you don't represent Death's Crown, and that they should be allowed to come here and speak their minds.
But if we wait for a quorum, we're going to be waiting here for longer than is reasonable.
Unless we send someone that won't die as easily.
No, Death's Crown will sit there, and sit there, and sit there forever if they feel like it. The issue is the king was making some of his decisions, allegedly, and confirmed by some others here, because he felt some threat was coming. Well, if we decide to do nothing, waiting for Death's Crown, eventually, whatever that is will show up, and we won't be able to effectively make decisions because we're still waiting on Death's Crown.
You'll get an agreement from most of the other people that are here. And finally, you'll have one more objection from Amethyst, actually. He will look at the group of you. While I do like the idea of all of you ruling with our interests at heart, I feel that this may not be a perfectly equitable arrangement, and perhaps instead there are 7 of you and 7 seats open in what used to be the old ruling council. Why not give one more seat?
Aren't there 6 of us?
Yeah, I suppose actually. No, wait, that's right. People dead. Yeah, there's only 6
Yeah.
of you now.
Because
Shit, you're right,
Kyle
they're all
dropped,
dead.
there's only 6.
But yeah. Well, in that case, there are 7 seats, and there are only 6 of you. There should be someone, perhaps merely with veto power, the ability to choose a side, to break ties in the case of any level of indecision. Someone who is elected by the Lords at Large.
Who are the Lords at Large?
Well, essentially, votes in a system like this, for systems like the one he describes, votes are given to all of the lords depending on which titles they hold and how many titles they hold. Because some lords obviously hold more than one title.
And some titles are worth
I
more
suggest
than
an electoral
others.
college for these lords to vote for their person.
Essentially, yeah, it's essentially an electoral college, except some people get more votes than others. Just by the fact that I am the Count of Iceguard, Duke of Blah, and Duke of this, as well as Grand Mayor of Blah City, I get 18 votes because of that. They would recommend. He says that he believes that they should have one person who can represent them. But if not elected by the lords, there is one other suggestion he could go with.
Elected by Mortal Kombat.
No. What if we had someone who actually understood the system, an insider, who could help ease the transition in his remaining years? Who could break ties, give advice. Maybe Malchazar would be best for that role. To be the seventh, to simply sit on the throne and dispense advice and carry out day-to-day things as he might, and
Does anybody here
vote to
actually
break
trust
ties.
Malchazar?
Amadis will kind of shrug. You found him. You know what he did, how he fought against the king's tyranny. No different than you.
I trust...
All of us served the king at one point. Everyone here in this room.
I didn't.
Maybe in a past life you did. Everyone
know
to
that.
our knowledge did.
Yeah.
Well, then all
Oh,
but
so
one
who
of
am I
us.
then? You know who I am. You must know all about me. Oh, you don't?
All but one of us then. How about that? Have served the king in some regard at some point.
So what you're saying is I'm the best king candidate available. I'm the only non-traitor here.
The guy with no experience.
You don't know that.
Sometimes I really wish I had silence as a spell.
Did you have something you wanted to say, Balthazar?
I was about to say that I trust Malchazar as far as I think I trust him in the capacity of a civil servant.
Yeah.
I don't trust him to cast a tiebreaker vote. Is what I'm saying.
Well, he's only going to be around for so many more years, and after that, the lords would elect the one who would fill in that role.
What is the likelihood that there is even a tie?
Fairly low.
Precisely.
I'm
why not
I'm
just give him a chance?
struggling. I'm struggling to come up with a situation or a problem where we'd be evenly split with no means of recourse of working it out amongst ourselves.
Well, that is exactly why he would be there in the off chance that happened, because you're going to be alive for a long time. Someone should fill that role, and perhaps one of us mortals, should fill that role. And perhaps someday there would be a time where we could abolish it altogether and
I believe
change
Balthazar
something.
was more arguing against the idea of this tiebreaker being powerful enough that we should care who has it,
Yes.
rather than arguing against the idea of of the position existing.
Correct.
But who else would you even suggest could fill that as well? And he would be the perfect in transition.
I'd
Neither of us is-
suggest, on a similar note, I suggest we might consider moving the council to Wolverine's Crossing.
Wolverine's Crossing, why?
It is central. It allows problems to be assessed and orders to be dispatched to
There.
4 of the 5 cities very easily. You can teleport directly into the city. It is likely that we may have our own things we want to do aside from just sit on chairs. And should problems arise, that would allow us to respond more quickly.
Is there a Pope Cantus? Not exactly. No, that was the king actually. The king was in charge of that. So
It's
that
the
would,
Anglican system.
that would probably have to be one of the first things decided is what direction is the church going to take at this point. All the other representatives will kind of like look at each other and then finally come to a consensus that they would have to talk all of this over for specifics and figure out exactly what they want. But they will take all of this into account, and it will take a bit of time because they're gonna have to write, obviously, like kind of like their own rules and everything, and they'll get back to you as soon as they have everything. In the meantime, they said it's going to be a little while, probably at least a few months for them to basically. They're going to have a convention. They're going to yet again invite the people from. They agree basically before they part that they are going to have another convention in 2 months' time. It will probably last for at least several months until there is a constitution and new rulers elected. In the meantime, the cities will rule themselves, and the royal army will be kept on ice. That they will invite the people from Death's Crown to send a representative. That more than likely at this actual convention, they will have the actual lords. They'll probably have the full council from Wolvern's Crossing, the full council from Breakwater, and the count of Iceguard will all most likely be there, and hopefully the count of Death's Crown, where they will actually have this done. In the meantime, you are free to do as you'd like. This at this point, this is going to be the point where I'm going to tell you, you guys are going to have some time. So.
Oh shit, man!
You have at least like probably like half a year until all of this is going to be sorted out reasonably, and even after that, and even during and after that, stuff might happen. But I want to know general things of what you guys plan on doing in that time period, because I know you guys have a lot of money. I know some of you are going to be taking a new feat because yes, you now are level 12.
I have no money, as Baltazar has not given me any money since I started playing.
Yeah, you haven't had a chance to sell anything, but you're going to now. It's got to be a lot. So you guys are going to want to buy stuff. You're going to want to take feats. I know some of you are planning on taking the landlord or leadership feat at level 12, and we'll want to work that out.
Who hasn't taken leadership already?
Piper, Charles, Flarmus.
And anyone who's not me is what you're saying.
Yeah, Malrak.
Balthazar
Xander had, Balthazar has, and you have. So before Xander died, it was half the party, but now that he's dead, replace a new character. So 1/3.
I will at some point need the weapons that we recovered from.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're just going to be selling them, I can give you a rough total.
Yeah, that's I assume what we're going to do.
Yeah. I mean, the longsword sounds interesting, but not interesting enough to not sell it.
I actually was going to ask if anyone wants that, because that is powerful enough that it is at least worth going. Will anyone use this?
Can you list what it does again?
+5 on Deadbane. On axiomatic.
Something excellent.
Yeah.
Axiomatic. Lawful.
Yes. +5 axiomatic adamantine on Deadbane.
So if you're chaotic, it'll hurt you.
Yeah, anyone who is chaotic, I believe, gets a negative level when they wield it. So,
So I think that leaves. I think Piper is neutral, evil.
Dracos is lawful.
You're lawful. The wizard is lawful. I don't know about Malrak. I know Talarmus is neutral.
Oh, Dracos is neutral actually, but still same difference.
Malrak is lawful / neutral.
So then everyone is actually could be.
No. Yeah, I was the one person who I could see really wielding it is Chuck.
Yeah.
So the question is, does Chuck want it? Because I know Malrak, you will probably want to keep using your short swords because they're easier to dual wield.
It is a +5 weapon, if nothing else.
+8 actually.
But I mean, in terms of actual enhancement bonus, it is a +5.
Yeah, that's
Even if you
what I
go-
was thinking. So,
Yeah, even if you go, oh, I don't really care about the axiomatic that much, which for the record, a lot of the stuff you fight is chaotic.
Yeah.
But even if you don't care about the axiomatic or and it's also undead bait.
And Chuck goes for it.
Yeah, kind of figured.
Did
It's also adamantine, which means that it ignores all hardness under 20.
Okay.
And the respective DR.
Yeah, an adamantine DR. Yeah.
I vote we sell the robe of scintillating colors, unless someone really wants this.
Did you just say
Daddy.
fucking? Did you just say scintillate?
scintillating?
I did.
Oh my
That's
fucking god!
Draker's favorite kind of outfit.
I did specifically to annoy you.
Oh. Also, do you like your new loading screen, Malrak? Donald
Yeah.
made it for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Yeah, I
what
say we.
does a robe of scintillating colors do?
All right, the colors. Creates effectively a gaze attack in a 30-foot range. Those who look at the wearer are dazed for 1d4 plus 1 rounds, which would be amazing, except its will DC 16 negates.
Yeah.
This is a mind affecting effect.
Yeah, okay, so it's useless.
It gives
That's
you
garbage.
better concealment, so you always have a 10% mischance. And then each round it goes up until it's at 50% when you activate it. But that's a full round action to activate that effect.
And no more than 10 rounds. Yeah, that's disgusting.
Yeah, no, it's bad.
Yeah. Sell it. It's 27,000 GP. Why is it that much?
Because Wizards of the Coast was not the best when they. But anyway, does anyone? Right, the bracelet is the next thing.
It has
What,
bones.
what's it do?
I need bones.
Okay, the bracelet has the following effects.
Yeah, it
You
sounds
have these skulls. Once per day, you can cast. All these are cast to level 13. Once per day, dominate person, break enchantment, prying eyes, analyze dwemer, mislead, cat's grace mask, grasping hand.
Cool.
If you're actually looking in the PHP for the spell, that is Big B's grasping hand. Because the SRD.
Yeah. SRD just goes nope. Because it's yeah.
Charles, what is the vampiric sword again?
The whatever +1 vampiric Stygian greatsword.
Vampiric Stygian. That's what I need to know.
I mean, it's interesting, but assuming it's worth a ton of money.
Yeah, what would that be worth?
Vampiric and Stygian, I believe, are both +1, so it'd be a +3 sword.
I believe
No,
I
we meant
recall.
the bracelet.
Yeah, they're talking about the bracelet.
Yeah, what would the bracelet be worth if we sold it?
If you sold it, I'd have to calculate it. Give me a little bit.
It seems like it could possibly be useful, but we also want money.
Yeah, but we have a wizard who can presumably cast all these whenever he wants.
And we have a paladin over here who can't. I'm seriously thinking about it. As a style of in case of emergency.
Stygian +1. Vampiric is +2.
So it's +4.
Yes, I thought it was a +4 because we sold it once, but I wasn't sure enough. Those of you who are worried about how much gold we are going to get, don't.
I just
Yeah,
want it.
I have debts to pay.
it's
I have,
only.
I have no money at all.
That's about to change. Drastically.
Why didn't we loot Sander of all his things before we killed him?
We could not. You tried.
No, I meant we could have like thought of that and stunned him and murdered and taken all his things.
He's a cleric. At the end of the day, he's a cleric.
Was.
No, Charles, it's just to keep track. The bear enhancement bonus, like the +2 or the +1 or the +2 or the +5, that adds to attack, and then the abilities count towards the +10 and the cost.
Yeah, because there's a cost per level of bonus, and some of them are just you add a level of bonus.
Yeah. I was going to propose something in our time off that I felt people might want to do. One, because people like money. And two, because a lot of different people might get something out of this. If you go to the maps, there are 2 places I suggest we go. One is Galzer's Pity, and the other is Lost to Tor.
Lost to Tor was supposed to be the spooky, protected, do not go until final boss place.
It is. It's also where we'd have to go if Talarmis and you want to unlock those.
Out of our weapons.
Right.
Yeah, I was planning on going there in downtime anyway.
Yeah, I'd suggest we just go as a group. Just go there and then also go to Galzer's Pity. That was
Where's
apparent.
Galzer's Pity?
It is in almost the
below
dead
the-
center of the map.
Oh,
Yeah, to the left of Wolverine's Crossing.
I had some other plans I wanted to do too.
We all do.
We have like 6 months, but yeah.
We're looking at Balthazar. I would say for selling it, you're looking at probably like 55,000 gold.
yeah.
At the sell price?
Well, that you have to half it then, yeah. So it'd be 27,500.
That's garbage.
That's garbage as in sell it or keep it?
Keep it.
Keep it?
Yeah.
I'm okay with the Paladin getting that, actually.
Yeah, I'm
If other-
not fussed
Yeah.
either way.
First of all, it's bones. Second of all, it's expanding my repertoire.
But do we want to really expand this repertoire?
Yeah, I know, right? I'm going to ask that you guys, like, other than that, I'm assuming you're going to be doing that sort of stuff, but also if you guys have anything else in particular your characters individually want to do, because you're going to have a lot of time.
I'm gonna
yeah.
finish the thing we discussed like 2 months ago.
Sure. Also, if anybody would like to
Stuff.
tell me, which place do you plan on going to first?
Well, first of all, do we all intend on going there?
I'll go with you.
It might be good to just get out of the way.
I largely am asking for the 2 people who have not responded yet, which is Chuck and Malrak.
Why would I go again?
For fun and profit.
Yes.
Mainly profit.
Lost to Tor and Galzer's Pity.
Essentially, they want to go to Lost to Tor because Talarmis has a cool-ass hammer that he wants to fuck around with in a tour. And the wizard wants to go to Galzer's Pity because wizard stuff.
And I'm sure there'll be some fun for the rest of us.
Oh,
I'm
there
sure
loot?
there will be.
absolutely.
There,
Wait, the literal
I'm,
loot.
I'm sure there's loot because we've seen people who have come back from Lost to Tor, and they clearly were,
They were
shaken up.
filthy rich.
They were filthy rich, and they clearly could not have taken off everything. Galzer's Pity, I don't think anyone we know has even been to it.
Nope. You guys have not heard dick about it, basically.
Nope. We walked past it.
I think we need the bard to do some research again. It worked out so well the last time.
Yeah, the one time I didn't roll a 1.
Yeah.
That took a month, though, to be fair.
Hey, can we buy psionic items?
Psionic items? Like
Yeah.
what?
Well, first of all, how much gold are we getting?
I have a psionic item, so I would assume
Yeah.
so.
Yeah,
If he brings up Skin of the Proteus, deny him immediately.
I have to look up what this is now, so I can
Alright.
ask.
Currently, if we aren't finding anything else to sell, oh fuck! Hold on, give me a second.
Oh fuck! I can't believe you've done
Before we
this.
deleted the entire list on accident.
You're
I did-
fucking with me.
I did not do that. That is.
Creature of the same type as your normal form, except construct, elemental, lesser, or undead.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a band.
What
Current
is?
Skin of the
scope.
Proteus?
Yeah, Skin of the Proteus is
Yeah,
100%
Metamorphosis at will. No.
banned.
Are all skins banned?
Probably not. No.
Some of them aren't bad. Skin of the Chameleon's probably the one you're after.
That would not surprise me. Skin of the Chameleon, if that's the one you're looking at, gives you a +10 enhancement bonus on hijacks. Yeah, that's fine.
I wasn't looking at that. I was looking at something completely different.
Which one? What are you looking at?
Not a skin. I was looking at a third eye conceal.
Third Eye Conceal. I know about the third eyes. I just don't know about the specific.
It's the
Holy shit, that's
110k
expensive.
one. Yeah.
20.
It is expensive. So I want to know how much gold we have.
Power protects against all mind-affecting powers and effects, as well as infiltration.
Goodbye, enchantment school.
So basically, if you mind blank,
Yeah, it's
Permanently.
effectively mind blank.
yeah, that's fine. It's 120,000 gold.
It is
Are you
expensive.
still adding to that?
No more bardic knowledge.
Donald, or-
Well, bardic music for you.
No,
That's
that
right. Forgot about
That's
that.
the total?
Yep.
should be the total.
That is not very much gold.
I mean,
I'll
it's
take it.
split 6 ways.
No, that's
That
not.
is the split.
That is the split. That is
That's
each
still
of
not
you
very
get.
much gold.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We had like 1,000,000 gold worth of stuff. That's just it split that many ways.
I believe total before it was split, it was 274,000 something. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I know a few of you. I know some of you had things you wanted to do, and now you actually have the ability to do them. For example, I think Charles was thinking about starting up a new mercenary company, and you certainly would have the ability to do that now. So if you want to work with me on that, we can, Charles. Because I am sure you will want to.
But also, if you're complaining that's not a lot of money, well, that's even more reason to go to Lost Sator and Galzer's Pity. Should we like send you a to-do list, by the way, Harry?
What do you mean a to-do list?
What we want to do in the time.
I
we
was thinking you should do that also as for we'll talk about that later, John, but yeah. As for the question is, if you guys are going to be doing both Lost Sator and Galzer's Pity, which would you like to do first, and would you like to do it like in like a month or two, or would you like to like give yourself a couple months, like work some other shit, your personal shit out, and then get together and do it, or would you like to do it like a week from now?
I'd say a tour in 2 months, just to make sure the city gets back on its feet.
And give y'all time to basically work out some basic personal shit, and then
Yeah.
you'll meet back up together and do them. The question is, which one do you want to do first?
I'd
Probably
say
a tour.
because
We can look up stuff about Galzer's Pity in that time that we have off.
A tour's first then. No problem.
We at least know what we're walking into, kind of.
Yep.
And it'll presumably unlock more abilities for you that'll be maybe useful in Gulzer's Pity.
Correct.
Logic.
It will also give me time to continue scribing more spells into my spellbook.
Oh,
Yeah, but
just
other-
what the wizard ordered. More spells.
Well, I'm saying is, I will not even have all of the spells I have in my list of shit I need to scribe in. That will not be done in 2 months. That will not be at this point. That probably is not going to be done in 7 months. But I can do more of it.
Well, in that case, we're gonna end for tonight. Like I said, all of you will reach level 12. I believe you have 1,000 experience points left.
2,000.
2,000 experience points left. You gain 2,000 experience points. And reach level 12. I know at least a couple of you are probably going to be getting a landlord if you haven't already, so feel free to work on that and let me know if you need any help with working that out. And Charles, I know we're going to have to talk about, your mercenary company.
You're
Also,
probably going to want to
Chuck.
talk to me, Miss.
Question.
Me as well.
Yeah, what? Question?
Chuck.
Oh, to Chuck.
I need to make a suit of bone armor so I can get the other one enchanted. But once the enchanted one comes back, the other armor is going to be free. Do you happen to want black dragon bone full plate? And I've looked it up. Counts as medium armor. Like mithril, but awesome.
Are you giving this hard sell to Chuck or to Drakerus?
Drakerus can't wear medium armor.
I was just thinking that you would look pretty spooky in it with your
Yeah,
wings.
but this being able to cast spells is
and
spookier.
pretty-
Yeah.
Let's be
Now, this is
Bone
kind of
Brothers.
the bone motif because I'm basically just going to plane out the dragon bone. So,
Don't turn
Let's
into me.
be Bone Brothers.
Bone Brothers.
Don't turn into me, Storm.
Hell yeah.
All that coughing and shit.
Chusk. I don't know if you read any of that, Charles, about a few days ago. There was a lot of talking, like lines and lines of talking about different ships, including for most likely the fan favorite, Chusk. I think my favorite one was the one I came up with, which was Pillow.
Pillow.
Mostly
It was
'cause-
even better because hours later he's like, wait, but people that like the hardcore shit will call it Wiper.
for people who like the soft ones, call it Pillow.
Out of nowhere, that's when I received that text.
And you can,
Wait,
and you can make a blog called Pillow Talk.
Pillow Talk!
what do you mean? That's what my first fanfic is called.
Fuck off. We all know you're a Wiper fan. You filthy scum. You lewd scum. Anyway, so, yeah, good night, everybody. I will see you all next week, and also tomorrow, most of you, if not all of you. I should see you tomorrow for the Star Wars game.
Yeah.
Or the first session of what is most likely going to be the silliest role-playing game I've ever run in my life.
I
So
don't know. Paranoia is pretty silly.
I never ran.
Paranoia is
Yeah.
silly.
You have run
You run
Paranoia.
No, I've
he's
not.
You have.
Nope.
Yep.
That was Leon. It's not me.
I guarantee you're in Paranoia.
I guarantee you,
fuck
he
did I
has
do that?
never run Paranoia.
I know I have not. You liar. Lying liar.
I know
Anyway.
you're in Paranoia.
No!
Yes, you did.
That was Leon. It was Leon, you fuck. I'm not the same person as Leon. He's a 12-year-old boy from Chicago. I am
I
not
was in
that.
Florida.
He's not actually 12 years old anymore.
He's 12.
Probably like
He's-
13 now.
He's
Whatever.
probably like 16.
God, that's scary to think. He's probably like 23. Anyway.
Oh my God, he can
That is
drive and
scary.
drink now
Drive and shit.
and vote. He can vote.
God.
No, they don't let felons vote.
True that.
Yeah, they do.
That is
Savage.
absolutely probably true. Anyway, I will see you all tomorrow.
I'm gonna look at the price of this armor.
Oh God, he's not hosting the call.
Yep.
Who is?